Hey there, everyone. I'm Mega, and I'm here with Ambu today. And today we're going to be discussing anime merchandise, like in general, like from figures to anime to manga, just basically anything you can find at conventions in general. Do you want to introduce yourself, Ambu?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Yeah, hey, how's it going? Zambu here. Yeah, merchandise I think is a big part of the anime, just being an anime fan and the anime industry as a whole. So I definitely think it's a topic worth discussing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been collecting my merchandise for a while actually. I think I started back in like 2007, and that was when I went to MegaCon for the first time, and and I actually met Stan Lee there, surprisingly.
Oh, did you? Awesome.
Yeah, and that convention, I actually bought my very first figure which was a mini Ichigo figure, and back then I wasn't really like big into figures, and I didn't actually realize it was an actual figure. But and then after that, I is when I went over to like really started collecting. Do you have anything like collection wise?
But I did want to ask. So the first thing that you started collecting, was it figures? And then
Yeah,
I know you said you bought the first one just like as something that was cool, but after
yeah,
you realized, like, hey, cool. For me, what I have a lot of, or like a good amount, is manga.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I used to read it just online and stuff like that, and then after a while, I started wanting, like, oh, I want. I think I started with like Fairy Tale or something. Like,
hmm,
it just seemed cool at the time, so I just started buying the volumes.
yeah,
So I have like a decent amount of some manga volumes. I have like Blu-rays, DVDs, stuff like that. I
yeah,
haven't really gotten into like figures or anything of that sort, but
yeah. I and I have a lot of manga. Also, I actually started with Naruto because
okay.
well, what started it all was that I entered a contest, like a Halloween contest, and I won like the first place, which was a volume of Shonen Jump, and I had never read Shonen Jump at all, and then saw that they had Naruto, and so I decided to start buying the volumes, and that's what started it.
Okay. Did you buy the volumes individually, or did you start getting the? Because when I started like really kind of buying manga, because I was reading it for a while, but like online, so, it was like One Piece or Naruto, which I had read or I was reading at the time, I believe. Like, oh, there's like 800 volumes out already or whatever for each one, and it's gonna take a while to collect them. And Fairy Tail, like the volume wise, wasn't that bad. Like, so I was like, I can start and finish this long running series just to have on like my bookshelves.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting like, how did you get Naruto? I guess.
What I did is that I didn't buy them from the very beginning. What I did is that from that Shonen Jump series, after that Shonen Jump series volume, I started buying them individually. That takes place after like Shonen Jump stopped doing Naruto, which was, I think, if I remember right, volume 26 that I started buying, and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm meaning to like go back and pick up things like Naruto because I did read the whole thing. But
yeah,
if anything, I want to get like the box sets.
yeah,
Another one that I got that I really like is the Death Note box set, which is
yeah,
all 12 volumes plus like the 13 How to Read It, and it comes in like this little nice box set. I've been meaning to get things like Full Metal Alchemist, other ones like that. Like, I kind of like having those instead of individual volumes. Some of them are
yeah,
pretty cool. Like, I have a good number of individual volumes, but
yeah,
I get
yeah.
more like box sets of those.
Yeah, I have like the double volumes for like Ramna one half, and and I also have a couple of Full Metal Alchemist double volumes. But other than that, I mostly just single volume buy, and then yeah. Now nowadays, whenever I go to conventions, my main thing is just buying figures because I'm kind of addicted to them at this point.
I mean, yeah, once you start getting into it,
Yeah,
and a lot of people maybe like getting new anime fans, or just people like that aren't very into it. Um,
Yeah.
I've heard this in a number of places where people are just like, "Hey, why are you buying all this stuff? Even just like Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff. Like, why are you buying it when you can just stream it online for free or whatever?" But feeling that you get with actually collecting it, because even
Yeah.
like with manga, everything that I own, I could technically read online, but
Yeah.
there's just something, for me at least, something about just like holding it, like actually reading a book instead of just like staring at a computer screen, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it just gives a feeling towards like
Yeah. Yeah.
better.
Yeah. And the anime industry, it doesn't only have to do with like figures and manga and stuff. They also sell like replica swords and stuff, which I actually really want. Like every time I go to a convention, I always see like replica of archer swords, like in like as actual like metal swords, and I want them so bad.
I actually do have some swords. I
Yeah.
got the like Zoro from One Piece collection thing or whatever.
Oh,
So it
really?
came with like 4 swords, and it's not like I swing them around or anything. I just kind of have them in the corner.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, it was just something like you should like. I think like once you're an anime fan for long enough, like you just want a sword.
Yeah. You do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you've been collecting figures and manga and stuff like that for a couple of years now, right? And I have as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tips, I guess, that you'd like to give for anyone, maybe like, look, how to start a collection, or just like they're interested in buying something but they don't know if they should or not, like, just, I guess, general guidelines we can give. I think that's one good thing about being a fan for a while, that we can
Yeah.
like help out.
I guess my biggest tip is develop a list of stuff that you like, because if you don't have like that guideline of what you like, you're gonna end up buying stuff that for series that you're not really that big of a fan of, and I've actually done this before, and I ended up like storing them away because I don't like them anymore.
Yeah, no, I've definitely done that as well.
Yeah.
Where I see like 2 or 3 volumes of something that I think looks pretty cool, and just pick them up, and then I read it, and I'm like, okay, this wasn't
Yeah.
gone without buying these or whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we've all been there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Prioritize what. If I had to give advice, I would definitely say, like, look into things, and start necessarily like small. I think like starting with something like Naruto.
Yeah.
For me, I guess it was like fairy tale manga. It's kind of like a good
Yeah.
it's a series I
Yeah.
really like, so just kind of stick with it. You don't have to buy everything all at once, especially, like, it can get very expensive.
Uh-huh.
I mean, obviously there's like deals and stuff. Like for me, I normally get things online, and I only really buy things when I see them on sale.
Yeah.
A little better, but even so, if you buy like X amounts of volumes of manga or DVDs or figures or whatever, it still adds up. So
Yeah.
that you're really into, and then just kind of start from there,
Yeah.
rather than trying to do everything at once.
Yeah, like for example, my Lelouch figure, which is really nice. It's a encore edition of Cold Black, which was like a special edition like manga that like was released exclusively in Japan. That figure cost me $100, not including shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen some like special edition things, like for me, a series that I really like, and I think I would actually call this my favorite series, is Madoka Magica. I really
yeah.
like it. I think the anime was great, but I could never find it. Like, it's distributed by Aniplex, and they are just like the worst. Like, I honestly hate them.
Yeah.
There's like a cool box set that I really want. It's 12 episodes, first of all, series, and then for this cool box set that they're trying to sell, it's like $120, if not more. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pay that much for it, like, I really like it, but it's still like, it just doesn't, like, I can get like so many other series from like Funimation for like money and stuff. So I was like, it kind of,
Yeah.
kind of gotta prioritize as well. Like, even if it's something that you do really like, stuff, like it might not be worth it.
Yeah.
I think this is actually a good segue to go into like, because I know like a lot of people complain about Aniplex in particular.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's to a lot of great series such as like Kill la Kill, which everyone likes, and like Fate Zero. And obviously they tend to just break things into pieces, so you get like 2-3 episodes per, by like 10 of them to complete the series, and it's like $30 each. So essentially you end up paying a whole lot of money for one series. So I guess any like advice or thoughts on things like that? And I'm sure Aniplex isn't the only one that does it. There's others, but
yeah. I've seen that a couple of times. I like when I bought my limited editions Code Geass DVDs. Those were 4 parts, and I would say like now try and stick, if you can, try and go for the complete collection, because it's going to save you a lot more money than like.
Also, I was gonna say, did you get the old Bandai ones?
Yeah, I have the old Bandai ones.
I mean, those are super cool too, but like I seen those online and they were like very expensive. Also, and Code Geass again is another series that I really like.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to get it. The Girl Who Left Through Time, I saw it and I really liked it, and I was like, oh, I want to pick this up. Yeah. But again, I think it was just Bandai or something. They went out of business or whatever, and to find them, and if you did find them, they were very expensive. So I'm really glad that Funimation picked, because I ended up buying both seasons of Code Geass plus The Girl Who Left Through Time at like reasonable prices.
Yeah.
So, I think sometimes waiting, I think that's another thing that you can kind of give. Sometimes just wait, just because something is something and you want it doesn't mean that you need to jump at the first thing you see, because there could be deals, or there could be some sort of specials or something that people, that will save you some money essentially. So it definitely helps out to wait a bit.
Like for example, there's this figure that I want, which is Archer, and originally I think he was priced at like 200. But and then he sold out, and then now he's getting a re-release, and he's actually a lot cheaper than what he was originally released as. So I'm looking forward to that, to like getting that one.
Awesome, yeah, and that goes to like waiting again, because I'm sure if you had like forked over the original price, and then you see the same thing is being resold for less, you're like, oh man, I should have waited. But interesting point, because or like reprints and stuff, it does normally make the price go down because now there's more of it. However, what about series or like certain items, I guess, that there's no reprint and they're out of print? One thing that I'd like to point out would be Basket, which was, I believe, Tokyo Pop. Now I think Viz or somebody is making like the the bigger ones, whatever, which is like 2-3 volumes in one. But like, there was like no way to get that unless you paid a whole bunch of money, I guess. So it's with that, where it was something that you thought about getting and now it's out of print, and now if you want it, you would have to pay a huge amount of money. Once it gets out of print, the price does skyrocket. And so, like for example, for manga, if you're looking for an out of print manga, the best way to get them like at normal price is to find someone who's selling it. Yes.
Yeah, and the best you can hope for is a used copy to get a good price.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's actually happened to me. I wanted to buy the final volume of the Code Geass manga, and it was out of print, and the only way I was able to get it was to get a used copy for $50.
Out for one volume?
Yeah.
It's still very expensive for manga, but... At that point, it's like, it's either that or you pay probably like 100 something for like from someone else, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think things like, I don't know necessarily about maybe Craigslist, but eBay and stuff like that. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, like some people just like if they were really big into there's DVDs, Blu-rays, you know, manga stuff, but then later they kind of like fall out of it, or they're, you know, moving and they don't want to take all their stuff with them. You could find people that are like selling like entire series for like reasonable prices because they just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I haven't necessarily picked up anything like that myself, but I've seen people selling like their Berserk collection or something, which is like some of those volumes could be difficult to find.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
You know, I guess just for more advice, just like research. I guess like just look around. Don't just jump on the first thing you see. And like if you see it on Amazon, that's cool, but you know that doesn't mean you can't find it cheaper somewhere else, I guess.
This brings up another topic, which comes from like my experience as a figure collector. Be careful when you're buying figures because there's a possibility that you could come across a bootleg figure, and so you're basically paying money for a fake figure, which you don't want.
To like kind of help guard against that or something. Like let's say you just go on the internet and you just see a figure and it looks legit. Like, is there any specific things to like look out for to kind of help determine whether it's fake or not? Or
a good resource is a site called My Figure Collection. You can just search up the name of the figure that you're thinking of buying, and they'll tell you if a bootleg of it exists or not. And also try and avoid sites like eBay for figures because it's more common to find bootlegs there. Like go for like a site like Otaku Mode because all their figures there are 100% authentic. Like sites like that, just like Craigslist.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
Craigslist, eBay. Don't go for sites like that for figures.
That goes for like anything like figures for sure, but also like well, I don't know if you could necessarily find like bootleg manga, but I know there used to be like DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, where people would just like try to sell them at like, you know, retail price essentially, and it's like, no, this is just made in some guy's house or something.
Yeah. I actually made that mistake. My Studio Ghibli collection, I found out after I had already bought it that it's a bootleg. Yeah,
bootleg stuff. Yeah, definitely. And did you end up paying like retail price, or did you at least get it for like a good deal, or how did you stumble onto it?
I found it on Amazon, and it cost me like $25 for the complete collection, which I should have realized back then that was a bootleg.
Okay. Like international shopping, I think with like it might be a little different because manga wise, unless you're specifically searching for like Japanese manga, wouldn't need to, you know, like good Barnes and Nobles, things like you know, Amazon, like those are just good places to get any manga that you might necessarily want. So you wouldn't need to like go search like third party things. But like if you want a series and you know, you'd have to go somewhere else. So
do you
have any experiences with anything like that? Like, is the shipping? I mean, I know like sometimes shipping could be a lot more, and you know, like the authenticity of it, and it's harder to complain. Also, like if you do end up getting like a fake figure because it's like, oh, it's a country, like it's a company in a whole other country. You know, it's like difficult to get in touch with them and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I like to stick with Otaku Mode for figures because they're based in America. They do have warehouses in Japan, but they're all like from Otaku Mode, so they're all authentic. So that's why I like to stick with them.
And I think that's also like another important tip that we can give, which is you know, like find like reliable places, I guess, or sites or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
It could be a good way to find like a deal or like something out of print, but priority, I guess, like your main choice.
Yeah, like never go to like Alibaba or AliExpress for like these collections, because you're likely to find bootlegs there. Yeah, definitely. All right.
Let's see, what else do we have? Any manga, figures, and I guess swords. I guess we can say that all merch kind of ties back to industry and like the manga industry and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
in a way, like buying these figures and stuff like that is supporting the industry. Would
Yeah,
you say
it
it
is.
is or it's not?
Oh yeah, it is. That's why like even though we don't have like any news on season 3 of Code Geass, that's why like all the news we have is like on merchandise, because that's how they make their money to make the anime is through merchandise.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that everybody's like financial situations are different, but if anyone is thinking about merch and you're probably like a little hesitant about it, that's something to kind of keep in mind as well. That I guess whether that's a figure or manga or whatever it is in the industry as well.
Yeah.
Because at this point that like the anime industry isn't like like we get a lot of anime and stuff like that, but like certain studios struggle to make, sometimes certain anime don't get
Yeah.
like season 2s or any continuations because there's sales. Like these are still companies, so
Yeah.
regardless of how well a certain series or something is taken by the fans, if the companies don't make money, then there's no initiative for them to continue producing more.
Yeah, I remember one time I bought the DVD of the first part of Bakuman, and the company Media Blasters went out of business, so that dub was completely canceled. So now I just have that one volume, and like I'm never gonna get anything else from it.
And that's another thing also that I was gonna say, as advice, I guess, for people is keep an eye on how certain series are going, because series that's popular, and it could be that the company goes out of business, or sometimes the publishing, like obviously I think for the most part people would want to get, like if it's manga, let's say, they would want to get the English releases unless they can actually read Japanese, in which case they can get the like certain times like a publisher will lose the rights to something. Like you have like half the series and then you'll never have the rest. Or even in the case of something like Hunter x Hunter, which is like a great series and stuff, just because the mangaka, he's got like health problems and stuff like that, so he'll take breaks, and now it's like, well, will this series ever end, I guess? Because he'll make like 2 chapters a year or something, I don't even know, but collecting the manga, you have like up to date with the volumes or the DVDs or whatever it is, but there's always a chance that it'll never be completed. That's kind of like disheartening for me. Like if I buy something now, I try to make sure that it's either like it looks like it will be completed or completed. Because I just like having like a whole series rather than like 2 volumes here and then like.
Me too. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else.
Well, you brought up an interesting point. That you bought your first figures at cons and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I think not only is it like a really fun experience, I think I personally have not been to any cons. I do plan to go to some, at least this year, and stuff like that. But but I think it's also like a great way to like maybe find something that there's things that like unless you're specifically looking for them, you probably wouldn't see them.
Cons are actually like a really good place to meet voice actors. That's one of the biggest reasons I go to cons, is for the voice actors. Like I just got back from a con, and for one of the voice actors, I had to stand in 2 lines just to get the autograph. So like that's a possibility of happening. But once you get the autograph, those if you ever do plan on selling it, it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Like I have, like my entire room is filled with like signed posters because of how many cons I go to.
I guess we can. This isn't necessarily merch, but it's still like anime fan. Whatever advice. So, what kind of advice would you give to someone who's never been to a con and is thinking about going, or something along those lines?
First off, decide if you're gonna dress up or not. If you are gonna dress up, I would buy a 2-day ticket because dressing up, you're gonna get hot, and I've actually almost fainted in line while dressed up because it's really easy to get heat stroke in costume. So if you're gonna dress up, do it on a day when you're not gonna stand in line and you're just gonna walk around, and it'll make things easier on you because it's kind of hard to like carry stuff that you bought while in costume.
Especially if your costume has like props or anything that you need to carry around already.
Yeah, exactly. Also, make sure you bring some hand sanitizer. I'm actually sick right now because I forgot my hand sanitizer. It's called the Con Cold.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with so many people gathered in one place, it's like definitely want to be safe. Helps out.
Yeah. And just bring plenty of money in general because cons are expensive. Yeah.
So let's say for a first-time goer, would you recommend them to? Because you did say a 2-day ticket, so assuming somebody goes with a 2-day ticket or whatever it is, buy things. Like let's say they're going to buy things. Do you recommend that they do it the first day or the second day, or does it matter? Is there like a specific strategy to get the best stuff?
Typically, like the earlier to the beginning of the con, the more likely they're gonna have the more stuff they're gonna have, because towards like the last day, a lot of the stuff are gone. So I would say do all your buying the first day you're there, and then the second day is really just to buy your lunch and to like just walk around. And if you want to buy anything else, then you can buy anything else on the second day. But stick to small stuff on that second day.
Yeah, definitely. So it'd be more like enjoying the con.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely enjoy it while buying things, but you cosplayed before as well, and just I guess as a general guideline tip, what's like the proper way to, like, let's say you see a cosplayer and you want to like take a picture or get something like an autograph. I don't know. Maybe there's like people that ask for autographs, but or something at a con, and you want like you don't want to just like approach them, I guess, or is that normally how it goes?
Yeah, normally you just walk up to the person and ask if it's all right if you take a picture. As long as you ask permission, it's completely fine. Because cosplayers love to have their pictures taken, but it's rude to just take a picture without asking.
Yes. Also, I would think that like if they've been in costume taking pictures all day, that maybe like towards the end of the day, if they're just like heading out or they're about to go get food, that they don't want pictures of them, I guess. So just be respectful, I suppose, is probably like the best advice. Just like not characters, so just ask them, like, it's fine. And I'm sure many would stand it still.
my first cosplay that I did was of Altair from Assassin's Creed, and like everyone who walked up to me were like other Assassin's Creed characters. So you run into those types of people who want to take pictures with you because you're from the same series. So yeah.
What are some of the most popular series that you've seen, I guess, and cons that you've been to?
Right now, the major one is Overwatch. Like whenever you go to a con, everywhere you look, there's Overwatch. It's everywhere. It's everywhere right now.
Gained huge success, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess going back to the whole merch thing, figures. Do you have advice on how the figures? I'm pretty sure putting them in a bookshelf will be fine, but I know that some people go out and get like specific cases for them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have 2 display cases right now. One for my minifigures and one for my big ones.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I would like pick up a right one, I guess, or
Originally,
just like
originally I had them on my bookshelf, but the problem with that is that it's really easy for them to get dusty if you just leave them on the bookshelf, which is why you want the display case, because it protects them more.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just I guess
Yeah.
this is good advice. For my stuff that I have, I do just keep in like a bookshelf, but I mean it's really just manga and anime,
Yeah.
like Blu-rays and stuff. So it's not like. Well, I guess if I had advice to give, would be for like buying a specific bookcase or anything like that. I mean, obviously you can get a bookcase anywhere, but
Yeah.
it depends how much room you have. So like if you're living in a small room or something, you don't want it to take up a whole wall, I guess. And
No.
you're gonna put other stuff.
Yeah.
Also, kind of keep in mind how big your collection is and how much more you want. So,
Yeah.
if you only have like a handful of volumes, you don't want to get like a big bookcase or anything because, and it would just be empty for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of just get it in proportion to how much of,
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been pretty lucky because I have a big room, so I have a really big collection. Like I have two bookcases filled with stuff, plus the 2 display cases, and then all the posters I have of signed stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it just depends on like how much space you have. So yeah,
Yes.
just be wary of that. But yeah.
It's good advice. Well, I mean, I guess staying on the topic of merch,
Yeah.
what about like certain anime games, I guess? Because I know that certain series release games, mostly like console games, I believe, for like PlayStation.
Yeah. I think.
Keeping in mind of like supporting the industry a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience playing those or anything of the sort?
I think the biggest anime game-wise, the biggest ones are Fate, Senran Kagura, and probably Naruto right now. Those are the pretty big ones. That's a lot of stuff.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z, I think, has been making fighting games for a long time.
Yeah. That's true. Dragon Ball has the Xenoverse now, which I actually feel is actually better than Super.
Oh, okay, awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up with Naruto at all or anything of the sort?
I'm into like the final arc of Naruto. So
Sorry, Dragon Ball Z.
I mean Dragon Ball Z, yeah. Dragon
Or
Ball Z.
Dragon Ball in general.
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up to date with Super. I'm right now in like the tournament arc, and I just haven't watched it in a long time.
I mean,
Yeah.
do you have any like specific, going back to the merch thing, I guess, do you have any specific like distributors or like publication companies, stuff like that, that you highly recommend to people, or that you would like recommend over other ones specifically?
Figure wise, I really like Kotobuya. They make really good ones, really good figures. They're one of my favorites. There's another one, but I can't remember the name of it because it's like a Japanese name.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Is there anywhere that you can find like a ranking perhaps or something where, or like people can kind of research of like, let's say they want a, Naruto figure or something, just for an example. And then there's, 2-3 companies that make it. So which one, and if they're all relatively around the same price, like they're trying to decide which one, I guess.
This goes back to my figure collection. They actually have a place where you can review figures and like companies in general. So that makes them another good resources for figures to like get information on them.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Any advice that I can give, I guess, would just be get away from Aniplex, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you really want something from them, because it's very expensive and it's
Yeah.
worth it unless you need to own it.
Yeah.
Cool, because they have a lot of like deals normally, and also they have the save editions, which is just sell for less for some reason.
Yeah.
Which I picked up a couple of them, and they're like Blu-rays, like good quality. Everything's perfectly fine with them.
Yeah.
And they're like half the price of like other stuff. So
yeah. Whenever I'm buying from Aniplex, I try and go for the save edition because they're so much more affordable.
The same exact quality stuff. So
yeah,
there's definitely no dip in quality, but it's great.
Yeah.
For publications, I mean, I think they're normally all around the same thing.
Yeah.
I think maybe Viz is known to have like good deals sometimes, like or more deals than other places.
Yeah.
They also do have like the Viz Bigs, which is just volumes of something and put it into one book.
Yeah.
So if you're into those, I forgot what they're called, like the bigger books.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're into those, that's definitely a good way to like save up some cash, because if you're gonna buy like 3 volumes, it's cheaper to buy one big volume.
Yeah.
Yeah, just small things like that, where like anywhere that you can like save a couple bucks here and there, I think is definitely worth it because it pays off in the long run.
Yeah.
Away like buying 5 volumes compared to buying.
I would actually avoid model kits myself because they're pretty expensive, and also you have to assemble them yourself with glue, most of them. So if you're gonna go into model kits, start with like an easy one, because you don't want to be spending like a lot of money on a model kit because you think it's really nice, and then you're unable to put it together.
Accidentally put it together the wrong way, and then it's basically ruined because it's glued together.
Yeah.
Definitely good advice as well.
Yeah.
Another thing, I guess, is just like as a general topic, how the like merch is just for like the general population, I guess, because I know that there's like the hardcore fans that like just collect a whole bunch of stuff. Casual ones that just pick up what they like. So like, is there like an in between that you think people?
I used to be
over the top, I guess.
I would consider myself a casual for like manga and anime, and a hardcore for figures. So I would say that don't try and become a hardcore for everything, because it's not going to happen. You're going to be spending a lot of money. Just find a particular area that you really like, and try and stick with that.
And just kind of like build on that, and
Yeah.
I think having like one good collection like resonates better than having like 10 broken collections where you
Yeah.
have like two pieces there and then compared to just having one thing, I guess, of
Yeah.
a specific thing. So yeah, definitely. But I mean, the welcome to buy whatever they want and stuff, but just for like money wise, I guess, and just like trying to spend as smart as you can.
Yeah.
Don't just like throw money everywhere because
Mm-hmm.
essentially.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Any other advice or any closing statements for this?
I guess I can't really think of anything. So I guess just like we said, just have a plan really of what you want and just try and stick with that, and you should be good.
Yes. And I think we did cover like a good array of merch and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
any experiences or like stories that they want to share or how they picked up certain things, be sure to drop it in the comments as well. We want to know what experiences you guys have, because I know a lot of people buy a bunch of different stuff that we didn't even talk about. So we're always interested in hearing other people's stories. So drop a comment.
Yeah.
If you buy merch, I guess.
All right. So yeah, I'll leave your YouTube channel in the description below. And is there anywhere else people can check you out?
I mean, Twitter would be awesome. All of that is linked. All my other links are on my YouTube channel, so just check that out, and you can find me anywhere, I guess.
Yeah, and as always, I'm Mega from Mega X Anime X Openings, and I guess we all will see you all for the next one. See ya, guys.
Everyone for listening in.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Yeah, see ya.